right, and this is part 2 for the November 9th meeting. Please remember that our club meeting is canceled today, but the recording is still available, so we can still have a lesson today. So for our first lesson today for Recorder Club, we are going to go over how to actually hold the recorder, the parts of the recorder, how to make a sound on your recorder, and review some basic fingerings for our first song. So some parts of the recorder, up here you have your air channel, which is also your mouthpiece. On my recorder, that is located here and here. It is this main chunk of your recorder. This is where the air flows through the recorder, and this is where your mouth goes. You also have a window in the front of your recorder. The window allows for some air to pass through so that you can make musical sounds, and the air will travel through the rest of your recorder. So the head joint is this big chunk up here. When we go to play the recorder, you make sure that your left hand is on top and that your right hand is on bottom. Again, your left hand is on top and your left fingers go here, and then on the bottom your right fingers go there. Okay? So make sure that whenever you hold your recorder, you know which part I'm referring to. You have the head joint, which is on the top, which is this portion here. You have the middle joint, which is the barrel, which is all of this in here. And then you have the foot joint, which is down here. The foot joint doesn't have any holes necessarily on it right here, but it is the bell where the music is, where the notes and the music and the pitches come out of. Okay? All right, so moving on. All recorders have a thumb hole in the back and 7 holes down the front. Some recorders have double holes on the bottom, which means that they have 2 holes. The left hand is placed at the top of the recorder, which is by the mouthpiece. The left hand covers the thumb hole in the back, and the recorder in the front has 3 holes which are covered by 1, 2, 3. The pinky of the left hand is never used and should be held away from the recorder. That does not mean that it's out, but rather it is away from the recorder. The right hand is placed at the bottom of the recorder. The right thumb is used to balance the recorder and is placed between the 4th and 5th holes on the back. So if I turn my hand around, it is between the 4th and the 5th hole, in between my pointer and my middle finger. And when you go to play your recorder, you want to make sure that you can double check this. Put your thumb on the back hole. If you put your thumb there and you come out with a little crescent-shaped moon, that means that you have just enough pressure. Your fingers should be nice and relaxed. They should be covering the hole. Remember, your pinky is far away, and your right hand is used to balance the recorder. Alright, so as we move on, you have to make sure that you cover the holes completely with the flat, fleshy part of your fingers, the pad of your fingers, not the fingertips. If you use the fingertips, you will get an airy sound, and it does not sound good. Your fingers should be slightly curved. Again, this is what this looks like. My fingers are slightly curved, and they're covered by the flat, fleshy pad of my finger. Fingers that are not being used should definitely hover or be held a little bit of a distance above their holes so they are ready to quickly play the next note. So hold your recorder at a 45-degree angle. I'll show you what this looks like. Your elbows should be slightly away from your body, and make sure to sit up straight. So what this looks like is the following. Your elbows are a little bit away from your body. The recorder is at about a 45-degree angle when you're holding it. So when you come to Recorder Club in a couple weeks, make sure that you're able to do that. Know that you have the thumbs for recorder. You have your first, your second, your third, and your 4th fingers. Your thumbs are not considered fingers for the recorder. You don't count them with a number. Alright, so continuing on. Your right hand goes on the bottom of the recorder. So your right thumb balances on the back of the recorder. That means that the 4 fingers on your right hand cover the remaining holes. Your recorder might have 2 holes on the bottom of it. If you can get your pinky to cover the bottom of it, that's great. If not, it's okay. We'll work on that later. Your left hand for the recorder goes on top, okay? Your left hand goes on top. All right, sorry about the PowerPoint. Your left hand goes on top. Your right hand goes on bottom. Keep your fingers curved and relaxed. Also, make sure that you are squeezing the hole shut, but not too tight. You want to find that crescent shape on your finger. It looks like a moon, okay? So to make a sound, you place the recorder on your mouth. Now, do not bite or chomp down on your recorder with your teeth. If you do this, it will make marks on your recorder, and that is not how you treat your instrument. You place your lips gently around the head of the mouthpiece. You're going to almost blow a soft, warm, steady stream of air, almost like you're blowing out a candle. So if you had a cupcake in your hand and it was pretend it's your birthday, and you had a candle in there and you go to blow out the candle, that is all the air that you need to play on the recorder. Listen. That's all that you need. It does not take a lot. Make sure that you blow just a little bit. If you were to take that cupcake and you were to blow too hard, it would fall right off your hand, and that's not something that you want. Okay, try to see if you can hold maybe a steady note, or try to get that flame to flicker off of that pretend candle for maybe 10 seconds. If you can do it, that's wonderful. Here's what it sounds like again. You don't need a whole lot of air. Alright, so your first 3 notes on the recorder are B. Your first one, remember, your left hand goes on top. You are making sure that your holes are covered. You are not using your right hand, so I use my thumb to balance it, but my hands are on top of it, but they're not covering it. Let me do it this way. They're not covering it. Okay, so here's what a B sounds like. Let's move forward and find out what an A sounds like. It is the second space on the staff. Our B is the first or the third line. A is the second space. B is the third line. B sounds like this. A sounds like this. So the left hand, that's first finger and second finger for A. B is 1 finger. A is 2 fingers. And G is the second line on the staff, is 3 fingers. So we have B, first finger, pointer finger with your left hand. A, 1 and 2, your pointer and your middle finger. Whoops, sorry. Yes, your pointer and your middle finger with your left hand. Here's G, your pointer, middle, and ring finger with your left hand. B-A-G sounds like this. That's B, A, and G. The first song that we're going to learn for your white belt is Hot Cross Buns. It goes like this. That's how hot cross buns go. You start with B, and then A, and G. Alright, let's take note that we have a lot of different things in hot cross buns. We have some half notes, half rests, we have quarter notes, and that's about it. We also have our time signature, which shows us that we have 4 beats in a measure. A half note is worth 2 beats, and this half note is worth 2 beats. So if you put 2 and 2 together, you get 4 total beats for that measure. A half note gets 2 beats. A half rest gets 2 beats. That is 4 beats total together in that measure. If you have 1 quarter note, that means 1 beat. So if you have 1, 2, 3, 4 quarter notes, that means you have 1, 2, 3, 4 beats per measure. Okay? So remember, we have B with your pointer finger, with your pointer and middle finger, and G with your pointer, middle, and ring finger. You do not need a little air. Pretend like you're holding a cupcake. Blow out that candle, and that's about as much air as you need, okay? Alright, so that concludes everything that we're doing for today. If you would like, please go back and listen to Hot Cross Buns again. I'll play it one last time at the end here. All it is playing Hot Cross Buns. Once you record yourself successfully, then you can email me the recording, let me know, and I'll send you your white belt. Thanks. Here's Hot Cross Buns one last time. Alright, you guys have a great day. Email me with any questions that you may have.